Hey everybody, it's Mr. Cannon here for the next video screencast in the senior project series. Today we're going to be talking about AOK Progress. All right, so if you want to know about what makes a good AOK, how to complete your AOK and all that, that's a different slideshow. That's the AOK slideshow. This is the AOK Progress. This is the slideshow. It's going to talk about how you document the progress on your AOK as you go along. Let's get to it, shall we? So what is that? Well, this is something that we ask you to do to prove that you are working towards completing your AOK. Now, some AOKs are an event. They happen on one specific day and time. Other AOKs are things that you sort of progress on and work a little bit on bits and pieces as you go along. Either way, there should be some amount of progress that you can show working towards completion of the overall AOK, and that it's not something that gets put together at the last minute. The key here is it's an 8-month journey, and we want you to show progress on that journey. So what does that mean in terms of specifics? Well, there are 3 assignments throughout the year that sort of 3 tasks, if you will, that show that you are making progress on your AOK. So one of them was already done in second quarter. By the time you're watching this screencast, you've probably already done this. It's the project commitment form. It's the form which includes all of the yes/no questions that you have to answer to make sure that the project is safe, that there aren't any liability issues, that if it's representative of Bedford High School, that there are forms and procedures for that. This is the form that you had to get signed off by Mr. Hagan. So you've probably already done this form. If you haven't done this form yet, my recommendation is for you to print it out and fill it out by hand, because it does require a bunch of signatures. And in case you aren't sure, there is another screencast for this particular assignment, so you can check that out. So I won't spend too much time talking about the details of this aspect. That's a quarter 2 assignment. As you move on to quarter 3, you have a fairly significant assignment related to your AOK progress. This is definitely not something you want to try and throw together at the last minute. It's something that you want to plan ahead for, because it is a considerable amount of work, and you're going to need a few things in order to do it. So there are 2 components for the quarter 3 AOK check of progress. The first component is a written component, 3 paragraphs in which you discuss what you've done so far, reflect on how it's been going, and where you see the project going from here. So paragraph 1, what have you done? Paragraph 2, reflect on what you've done. Paragraph 3, hopes and goals to complete before the next check of progress, which is part of the presentation. Okay, so there's a written component. That in and of itself is not too difficult to accomplish. However, there's also a visual requirement, and the visual requirement is something you have to put some thought into. We want you to give us 3 visuals that show what you have been doing on your AOK. These visuals can be, they should be photographs. They could be videos, though. And they could be if your AOK is building something. It could be a picture of the construction process. If your AOK is planning an event, your visuals could be screenshots of correspondence with the venue that is hosting the event. You might have to get creative and think a little bit outside the box in terms of what these venues might be, what these visuals might be. But nevertheless, we want to see 3 visuals that show progress. And here's an important piece to this down here at the bottom. Students sometimes forget this. There needs to be a written description of each visual that explains to your mentor what is going on in the picture and how it relates. So just slapping 3 pictures up there to go along with your written component is not enough. You need to give captions to your images to explain what is happening. So the reason why I said this is very important to plan ahead for is because when you are working on your AOK, you should have in the back of your mind the knowledge that you know you need to be documenting this process. Document it, document it, document it. And here's a little bonus. The more photographic or visual evidence you have of the progress that you've made on your AOK, the easier and better your presentation is going to be. Just a thought. When you are done, you are going to upload this to the Q3 folder. This says presentation here, but it should say upload your Q3 AOK check of progress to the Q3 Google Drive. So just disregard the way that this is written down here. There's some editing errors that need to get fixed. So when you are done with this, just upload it to your Q3 folder. For Q4, looking ahead to Q4, there is no independent AOK check of progress assignment for Q4. It's actually part of the rubric and presentation expectations. So just to sort of give a little bit of foreshadowing of what that entails, during your presentation, there is going to be a part of the presentation in which you are asked to reflect on your AOK process and what went well, what you wish you had done differently, what you are most proud of, etc. These are all similar to what the requirements of the Q3 written component were. And chances are in your presentation, you will also include photographs or visual evidence of your AOK. You should. And when the time comes for you to complete your presentation, and there is an entire screencast for that, you'll upload your presentation to your Q4 folder. Okay? So just to recap, AOK Q2 is the project commitment form, which most of you have probably already done. AOK check of progress for Q3 is the 3 paragraphs and 3 visuals with captions, and that is a Q3 assignment in the Q3 folder. And in Q4, evidence of progress on your AOK should be a part of the presentation. And when you get to the presentation screencast, you will see how that fits in. Okay. So if you still have questions about AOK Q3 check of progress, things like, is this a good visual? Can I include such and such as a visual? Those are the types of questions we get. Obviously, start with your senior project mentor to help you think outside the box and figure out how to document your AOK. Beyond that, you can always go to room 348 to get some senior project help any block of the day. And of course, you can always ask anyone on the senior project committee, including me, Mr. Cannon, signing off on the AOK Progress Screencast.